A thread by Carlos Osuita. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. President Trump is well on his way to a landslide victory, so I'll address the following issue since people are asking. From Breitbart, potential copycat terror attack foiled in Paris suburbs after Nice attack. In case some of you don't know, terror attacks are going on in France. I'm going to avoid the usual claptrap you get from all sides and talk about facts. We can all agree on the following. 1. Evil people commit murder. 2. Morally flawed people support it. Evil people look for a reason to commit murder. They don't suddenly become murderers based on single events. And those who support them are not good people. Look at our own country. Political violence is supported by those who claim to be moral. How is it justified? The people being attacked are determined to be deserving of attack. Now, the attackers, murderers, are not committed ideologues. They're garden variety criminals. It's the supporters who are the ideologues. There are 3 groups involved in these crimes. 1, power-mad leaders who are not true believers. 2, violent criminals who are not true believers. 3, supporters who are true believers. The motivations of the leaders and the criminals are self-evident, but the supporters suffer from a variety of psychological issues. They hate because they have horrible lives, so they want to get revenge. We can all agree on something else. Trump will be reelected in a landslide victory because Democrats will vote for him. They are disgusted by the actions of the power-mad leaders and criminals acting in the name of the ideology. It's exactly the same dynamic in the other case. Who is fighting the hardest and doing the most dying in combat, removing terrorists from the planet? You know who. I don't have to spell it out. The nationality of most 9/11 hijackers keeps coming up. Doesn't that mean Saudi Arabia was behind it all? Well, a huge percentage of jihadist terrorists are British, French, Belgian, German, and American. Does that mean that our countries are behind it all? Someone said in my last thread that Saudi women are held hostage. No, they aren't. Currently, it's impossible to find an honest, accurate news article about the Saudis' reforms in regard to male guardianship. This is the closest I could get from NPR. Saudi law changed to permit women to travel without male guardian. You know why Iraq and Libya became disasters? We changed the system overnight. The Saudis are easing into their reforms. All the criticism is bad faith criticism. People are demanding catastrophe, outsiders. Here's the deal. The Middle East has had somebody's boot on its neck for thousands of years. Turks or Persians or caliphs or Europeans used the Middle East unmercifully. So, the people there are rightfully resentful of being told what to do by former imperialists. The Middle East is a work in progress. So are we. In a very real sense, we're reforming ourselves simultaneously. Chile was held up as a South American success story. They just threw it all away. From Vox.com, Chileans want a more equal society. They are about to rewrite their constitution. Chileans want free everything, which, as we know, is impossible. Equality of outcome will be guaranteed in their new constitution, which means Chile is doomed. Check it out. Quote, second, the Constitution just didn't work for everyday citizens. Its free market model drove down poverty from 31% in 2000 to 6.4% in 2017, according to the World Bank, end quote. The American poverty rate is 10.5%. Chileans should have simply elected a Trump, but instead they went full Bernie. That means the rich will get richer and the middle class will be destroyed. Chile has massive natural resources. Their problem is that they kept electing crooks. They never learned. And now they did exactly what the mega wealthy wanted. Chileans voted to enslave themselves. My point is that improvement is often not a straight line upward. God knows that our own hasn't been. But you know where it has been a straight line upward? Saudi Arabia. They've made strides that they were told by Westerners were impossible. And now this. People who hate Muslims said that this would never happen. From memory.org, articles in Saudi press call to amend thousands of scribal errors in the Quran. You're being hoodwinked, bamboozled, tricked. Remember the first time the offices of Charlie Hebdo were attacked? You know what their response was? They insulted the people offering them support. This whole thing is a twisted mind game. I hate game players, especially when the stakes are life and death. How many innocent people will be murdered now because of this horse shit? European cops are never proactives. The Bataclan rescue took over 3 hours to organize. When the Islamic State attacked the Bardo Museum in Tunis, the Black Cats were there in 2 minutes. They went in and rescued hundreds while under fire from automatic weapons and while having hand grenades thrown at them for 2 hours. Link in the thread, moment anti-terror police stormed Tunis Museum. The terrorist in Nice was Tunisian, and the Black Cats are Tunisian. What does that say about Tunisia? Nothing. The actions say everything about the men. I'm not telling you what to think and say. I'm telling you what I think. I support Israel and Saudi Arabia equally. The Saudis are very proactive when it comes to terrorism. Link in the thread YouTube video, Saudi police killing a terrorist. A good job. Hashtag defeat terrorism. 2 beat cops were sent to investigate a suspicious activity. They were attacked by 2 Islamic State terrorists with AK-47s and suicide vests. The cops stood their ground and killed both terrorists with headshots from their Glock pistols. The terrorists were trying to steal the cruiser to escape. The one in tan got behind the wheel and was immediately killed. The other was killed as he was changing magazines. Then the cops made sure by dumping their magazines into them. A terrorist attacked the French embassy over these stupid cartoons. He was immediately killed. The French always seem to wait until lots of people are dead. Arab cops don't. I view the situation exactly the way I view our situation. If someone is on my side, I don't care what his or her views are. As long as they vote for Trump, we're good. I'm not going to demand that they take responsibility for BLM Antifa.
I will be the greatest president that God ever created.